on Maldo. We'll have Noah go first. Quick thing on Maldo, the 10 assists in the first half was the most in a half in school history. So there we go. Okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna let Noah come in. Ryan, you start us off. Yep. Ryan, go ahead.
Noah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm just curious, man. What have the last 72 hours felt like for you, jumping on a charter and all the things you had to do to get ready to go to Nevada, and then now to come out and do what you did tonight?
Yeah, it's been really hectic, but I think our coach has been preaching is just like no excuses. But you know, I got the call from Coach Wicks after the game, and I saw that X went down in the Utah State game really late. So I knew that I was going to have to come and help us out because we would be down numbers. So right after that game, I went to the gym that same night and kind of got myself in conditioning because I had been not in the gym for like 5 days because of COVID. But then, you know, I got on the plane. I was so excited to see my guys, and, you know, everything just followed from there. And, you know, I was happy the way everything turned out.
No, Coach Linder was saying the other night that you're one of the most confident freshmen he's ever coached. Where does that come from?
That comes from my mom. I've been playing basketball all my life. So like, and I've also watched my mom work really hard all her life. So when it comes to basketball, there's never been any pressure. It's always just been a fun, free-flowing game to me. So I just like to go out there and have fun. And, you know, I feel like my mom just instilled those qualities in me.
Hey, Noah, you know, down there the stretch, tie game with about 10 minutes to go. You know, what was the message in the huddle there before you guys went on that run?
Just get stops, get kills. We have a thing called kills where we get 3 stops in a row, and then that's 1 kill. So we were just really focused on rallying stops. And then offensively, we knew that would come. But it was really the main focus was just getting stops.
How much changed with your offense tonight without Graham in the middle, Noah?
I mean, missing a guy like Graham Ike, like it's irreplaceable. So we knew we'd have to have different guys step up and be more aggressive tonight. But we obviously weren't able to play through the post as much. We did through Maldo, but I thought we did a pretty good job adjusting.
What's this freshman year been like for you, kind of getting used to this level of play, developing behind some guys, and then being ready to roll when you're asked to step up for X right now?
Shoot, I mean, I've just been happy to be here. At a high school, I had 0 Division I offers, 1 Division II offer. So the fact that I'm here in Wyoming is truly a blessing. So every day I've just been trying to learn from guys like Maldo and Coach Linder. And I knew eventually the college basketball seasons are so long, so I knew eventually I'd get my shot. And I just have to be ready when I got to it. So I've known that for like 5 months now. So it's just been about preparation.
You guys good? All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Noah.
All right, guys, we got Maldo here.
Hey, Maldo, you know, set a program record with 10 assists in the first half tonight. You know, what were you seeing out of there, especially in some of those dribble down post-ups when you were looking to distribute?
As soon as I started getting to the 3-point line, they were putting a lot of pressure, just in the sense of ball pressure. So I knew I'd have to get a little deeper. Then once I did get deeper, the bottom guy, whoever was in the wing, their guy was coming over, sitting in the middle of the paint and just looking straight at me, which leaves us with a 3-on-2 on that backside. So I just tried to manipulate it a little bit, make sure they're late, because I know we got good enough shooters that if they get an open look, it'll go down.
Maldo, how much did fatigue maybe play in tonight's game, having San Jose State come back like that?
I don't think like always, there's no excuses. I think we just had a mental lapse, and in games like this that are back to back to back, we got to find ways to make sure we can't have those mental lapses, because for teams like Boise and CSU who are at the top of the conference, they'll make you pay. And San Jose State made us pay, came all the way back. But I think overall we did a good job. And obviously everyone shot pretty well. So no excuses, just got to find a way to get through.
Hunter, Wenzel had his breakthrough, about a month ago, and now you have Noah doing the same thing. Just what has it meant to see those guys play like that without X, and also to get a win without Graham?
I think it just shows how deep we are. Everyone's ready to answer the bell and step up, and it just shows how much work we put in since the summer. Any guy's ready to go. So if someone does come out and is not ready to play that day, then we can have a next guy up mentality, and they can come in and we won't lose a beat.
How did the game plan change without EK in there?
Obviously, I had to take most of the post touches. So just getting down and trying to get into the post a little easier for me was kind of trying to fill that post touches that we usually feed Graham, just to because when you get paint touches, usually good things happen. You can kick it out for 3 or get an easy layup. So just kind of going through me to get those post touches. And then I think conversely, with him not in there, we are a little more 3-point oriented with Thompson, and whether we move him to the 5 or JO to the 5. So then the defense has another threat to worry about at the 3-point line. So we played a little differently in the sense of more 5 out instead of 1 in at all times. But I think we adjusted pretty well.
How big has it been, especially the Nevada game, for Drake just to come out on fire in both games and pretty much set the tone offensively?
It's huge. It's huge. I mean, I don't know. He had 5 in like the first, 10 minutes of this game, 5 threes in the first 10 minutes. Just makes the spacing so much easier when we do get down to post touches, because they're so worried about him. And obviously if one's hugged up against him, then it's 2-on-1 on the backside, and just everything opens up. So it's definitely huge, and hopefully he can keep it up. Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Hunter.
All right, guys, waiting on coach. Oh, and coach is right here. Let coach go and then get started.
Good to go. Okay, gutsy effort on our guys' part. Knew it wasn't going to be easy, especially without Graham, without X, without Kenny. We have 11 scholarship players that are able to play, and we had 8 tonight. And for our guys to respond that way, and I got a lot of respect for Coach Miles and what he's done thus far at San Jose State. Knew they were going to come in here and give us their best punch. And I thought that based off of where we're at, considering that we had how long of a pause, 21 days before we had played Utah State, and we hadn't practiced until the Friday before Utah State. So for our guys to in this 6-day stretch where you had to practice on Friday, go play Utah State, turn around, Noah Reynolds shows up in Reno. Now you practice, and then you go play Nevada, beat Nevada, and then you have to come back. And then now you got to find a way to, to beat San Jose. And we knew they were in the same boat that we were in. They were in the 3rd game, 5 days, 6 days, however you want to look at it. And, I told our guys that I wanted us to push the pace a little bit more, especially without Graham, and knowing that they were coming to altitude from sea level, and hoping that over the course of the game, it would kind of wear on them. And we knew we weren't going to knock them out in the first half, which I would have liked to, but that's not the case. But we just knew that we just had to continue to fight each possession. And I thought, the last 10 minutes, we did some, made a couple adjustments defensively. Coach DeWeese made a good adjustment where we went a little bit smaller. We played Maldo at the 5. And I thought that really helped us out. And then Noah Reynolds for the 2nd game in a row against a really talented player. I mean, Amari Moore is really talented, really athletic, really good getting onto his right hand. And in the second half, I mean, he did a tremendous job like he did against Sherfield the other night. in terms of making things a little bit more difficult. You know, made some mistakes that we normally don't make. I mean, on a quick turnaround, guys probably getting a little tired. You know, we probably need a day off just to kind of, you know, catch our breath. Hopefully, you know, with that day off, you know, his hamstring is starting to get better. Kenny will be getting back here sooner than later, and then let big fella get right. So great win, and looking forward to a day to kind of relax a little bit.
Jeff, is Graham okay? We hadn't heard what happened.
Well, yeah. So I mean, it's one of those deals where in the second half against Nevada, he banged his knee on the floor. It was the same knee that he had surgically repaired a year ago during his high school season, and it started bothering him today. I think maybe the adrenaline after the game at Nevada, even then yesterday. And yesterday maybe a little bit, but you know, today it kind of swelled up a little bit, and you know, his future's, you know, too bright. You know, with basketball to where, you know, we want to put him in harm's way. And I told him, I mean, hey, this is, you know, it's your decision. You know what your body feels like, and you know, we'll support you anyway. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that's what we're here to do. I mean, my job is to protect him for, you know, the rest of his playing career, and making sure that that's right. And so, but you know, it was more of a precautionary reason. I think he's going to be fine. You know, we wanted to make sure that he can see who he needs to see, and then you know, he'll be hopefully ready to go by Saturday. But if he's not, you know, I mean, that's not, you know, next, you know, we'll have, you know, whoever's next, you know, next guy will have to step up, and you know, we're not rushing him back to playing. I said, I'm not that short-sighted, and you know, care about him too much, and care too much about his future to just, you know, worry about, you know, one game. And I thought our guys did a really good job of stepping up in his absence.
Jeff, Drake came up really big for you guys again in the first half. You know, how dangerous can a guy like him be, just whenever they kind of get in the zone like he's been in these last few games?
Well, I mean, it opens up everything. You know, he made some tough ones again tonight, and you know, we just kind of take what the game gives you. I mean, we had to adjust some things with Graham being out, and didn't know Graham was going to be out until about 3:00, and so. You know, Drake does a really good job of moving without the ball. He played 40 minutes again tonight. Guys did a good job of finding him. And then the second half, just the way the game kind of evolved, and knowing too that he probably, as he saw the free throw and a couple of shots he did take in the second half, he was a little short. You know, in the second half, knowing that was our third game in 6 days, and we were gonna have tired legs. I mean, I was gonna try to just push, you know, pound the ball inside with Maldo on the dribble down, and just play off that entire second half, which worked out pretty good considering we shot 58%.
Jeff, you said even before this little stretch that Noah was one of the most confident players as a freshman you've coached. So what is this going to do for his growth, just contributing like this the way he is right now?
I mean, it helps us, and especially in a game like this where to have that extra ball handler when they're really trying to push up. And I thought that's where, you know, with Noah and Brennan Wenzel as well. I mean, both those guys you saw where they really tried to pressure and pushed us out. Well, at some point you just got to make them pay, and you got to just be able to put your head down and go attack the basket, and there'll be nobody there. And you know, to have Noah who can do that, he's probably our second, you know, with him, Maldo, but probably just in terms of breaking you down, he's probably our best, you know, one-on-one player. You know, he's always playing after practice with Graham and those guys, but he's, you know, it really goes a long ways in helping us, especially as you play against some of these other teams that are going to try to guard that way. But I thought he did a really good job, and then I thought, you know, Brennan Wenzel did a tremendous job as well, in terms of helping us just attack that pressure, because that was their game plan, was to really try to push up, kind of like Arizona did, and make those guys make one-on-one plays.
Jeff, how much do you think fatigue played a part in the Spartans' comeback? And on the flip side, how special is it that, you know, Wenzel, Noah, Odin, those guys are the ones who carry the water there late and get you guys a big win?
Well, I mean, obviously 3 games in 6 days. I mean, there's probably going to be a little bit of fatigue, and considering that, you know, we got a short bench. So some guys had to play through some tired legs, but you know what, that's everybody this, you know, as we start making our way this time of year. I mean, all it is an excuse. So, but that's why we prepare ourselves. It's why, you know, we do what we do in the summertime. It's what we do in the fall. And that's what Jimmy, you know, my strength coach, continues to do with them, to make sure that, that's our advantage, especially at home. I mean, that's why this should be one of the toughest places to play in the country if your conditioning is right. To where, those last 10 minutes at 72-20, that could be difficult for the other team. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
Jeff.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.